Pre-order the Clownfish TV comic book right now on Indiegogo. Go to clownfishtvcomic.com. That's clownfishtvcomic.com. This is a fun collection of all new comic strips based on dumb stuff we've said on the show. Again, that's clownfishtvcomic.com. You're gonna have to hurry. We're only taking pre-orders for a limited time. Now we're gonna get back into the show. Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon, not here with Geeky Sparkles, but she will be back. She will be back, I promise. I hope she comes back. We're gonna talk about Hogwarts Legacy and the utter failure of the video game journalists who have been railing against this game to cancel this game. It did not get canceled. In fact, it has sold over 15 million copies and it just came out for PS4 and Xbox One like this week. So it's going to blow up even more than that. People are saying the PS4 version is actually pretty good. It actually plays very close to the PS5 version, which I'm surprised. But then again, a lot of people complaining that the graphics were kind of last gen. So anyway, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about the reaction to it. And I think this is kind of the hill that a lot of video game journos are going to die on. I think that Hogwarts Legacy was kind of the kill shot for video game journos trying to control the narrative. We saw a lot of build up to this, but it was sites like Kotaku that went after the lead developer of Hogwarts Legacy, trying to get this thing shut down. They went after Troy Levitt, and they effectively got him fired. He had to step down from the project, but the game still sold very, very well. I think Kotaku's ultimate goal was to get the game production halted, and it didn't work. And then, of course, we had the Gamer out there, Stacey Henley, is the editor of the Gamer, saying dumb stuff because Stacey's trans. So Stacey's trying to stir the pot with the BBC, and the BBC actually had to apologize to J.K. Rowling because of the defamatory stuff that Stacey Henley said because of their personal feelings on the situation. And look, I want to be clear, in case I haven't been clear already, because I know so many of you who dunk on us don't actually watch our videos. If you find J.K. Rowling offensive and you don't want to support this game, then don't buy it, don't play it. That's fine. Don't buy it, don't play it. That being said, you don't have a right to go out there and threaten people who have purchased the game or who stream the game, dox them, harass them. They had a whole website up there dedicated to ferreting out streamers who were streaming Hogwarts Legacy. You don't have a right to tell gamers they can't play a certain game because it offends you personally. If your religion prevents you from eating like pork or something, right? You can't go around policing everybody else and telling them they can't eat pork because your personal religion says you can't eat pork. That's your decision. And everybody has a decision. And that's really what this was about, was gamers trying to take a decision away from gamers by getting this game canceled. And it didn't work. In fact, the opposite happened. It wound up blowing up and selling way more copies than I think it would have sold normally, in my opinion. I don't think Hogwarts Legacy was going to be as big. I think it was going to be big, but the Harry Potter franchise was kind of in decline. Fantastic Beasts wasn't doing so hot. I don't think the book sales were quite where they used to be, and people blame it on J.K. Rowling's alleged transphobia. I think it was just the franchise was getting stale. It was old. The people that grew up with it had moved on to other things, and it was what it was. It just became yet another IP that Warner Brothers, controlled, and then this game came out, and it became a huge, huge, huge talking point, and it became a rallying cry for a lot of people who were sick and tired of these video game journalists trying to nanny everybody and tell them what they can and can't do, what they can and can't play. And it is blowing up in their faces. I mean, God, speaking of Kotaku, they've been blacklisted from Nintendo. They're not allowed to get preview copies. They're not getting a preview copy of the new Zelda game because they're assholes. Let's be honest, they are assholes, and their websites do not bring any significant revenue to the companies that are bankrolling them. And I think these people know they're going to be gone soon. I think this is basically gaming journos' last stand was Hogwarts Legacy. So everything has been building up for the last 10 years. the acrimony between video game journalists and gamers and players. It's all coming to a head now. The ad revenue is running out. The money is running out. There's no more venture capital. And a game that they tried so hard to cancel wound up becoming one of the best-selling games. So studios are going to look at this. Their publishers are going to look at this and be like, why do we even have this website? Why do we pay these people? Why do we pay them? So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants, guys. If you do, you'll get a woohoo from Geeky. She's not here, so she owes you one. She owes you a woohoo. Next video she's in, make sure you tell her. You owe us a woohoo. Neon said so because you weren't in the last couple of videos. Niche Gamer, Hogwarts Legacy has sold over 15 million copies. Total sales now over $1 billion. I agree with this. This is the oof size. Let's go out to their article here. Publisher Warner Brothers Games and developer Avalanche Software announced Hogwarts Legacy has sold over 15 million copies since release. The new milestone announced alongside the prequel game launching today on previous generation consoles, Xbox One, PS4. The Switch port is coming on July 25th. I don't know how they're going to pull it off on Switch, but good luck with that. Furthermore, the cumulative sales for the game have topped $1 billion globally since the initial launch. 12 million copies of the game were sold within 2 weeks of release, so an additional 3 million have been sold. Hogwarts Legacy has been available on Windows, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5. And yeah, so this is what's really interesting. This game is going to blow up even more because it's available for PS4 and Xbox One. And a lot of people have PS4s and Xbox One in comparison to a decent gaming rig and a PS5 and definitely the Xbox Series. I actually don't know anyone who has a Series X or S off the top of my head. I know a couple people that have PS5s. We actually lucked out and got PS5 the week it came out, and that was Geeky's doing. She stumbled across the listing on Target before I think it had been was supposed to go live, and she got one. She snagged one for us, but it's taken a long time for good games to come out. I gotta tell you, it's like, what the heck? We're halfway through the life cycle of this machine, and it's like, it's okay. It's okay. Nobody's really figured out how to really utilize it yet. But again, they're doing a lot of backwards compatibility, and Hogwarts is definitely kind of a last gen looking thing. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. So yeah, let's look at some of the comments to this. The splintering, laughs, and money. Congrats, I enjoy the game a lot. Happy the boycott failed. Whoa. J.K. Rowling watching the game, she had nothing to do with outperform all the Fantastic Beasts movies she personally wrote combined. Well, that is probably true. Fantastic Beasts, the first one was okay, but let's see. And we still don't have the Switch version, although that could get canceled or sell very little. Don't know. No, they'll bring it out for Switch. It sold a ton. But the thing is I'm looking at the Switch version. I'm like, this is going to be kind of like, if you remember, 10 years ago or so, they would come out with the Xbox 360 version and the PS3 version of something. I think it was about 10 years ago, probably longer than that. God, I'm old. I don't know how old I am. But anyway, they would come out with a game like Ghostbusters for Xbox 360 and PS3. Did they come out for PS3? I know it was out for Xbox 360 because we had it. And then they would do like the Wii version and the PS2 version. They would have to nerf it like completely. Like Ghostbusters, they made it really cartoony and short. It was like because the Wii couldn't handle it. And I'm kind of thinking like that's how it's going to go with the Switch too. I don't know if the Switch can handle it, but who knows? People said Cyberpunk 2077 is on Switch and it actually runs okay. So who knows? Who knows? More proof that Twitter isn't the real world. Yes, exactly. The funny thing is the game has everything they've asked for. It's pretty rad. Kids loved it. One sale doesn't equal $70. And so what? Haven't played it yet, but outside of Twitter, I've heard nothing but good praise for it. If it's really as good as I hear, then I'm definitely looking forward to it. And big congratulations for the dev team to make a game worthy of selling 15 million plus copies. That could potentially double, maybe. I mean, there are a lot of PS4s out there. There are a lot of Xbox Ones out there. I'm just saying. And there are a ton of Switches out there. So it could double. It really could. Don't forget they're boycotting the HBO series now. Yeah, it's going to go as well as the boycott over Hogwarts Legacy. I think the boycott became a boycott. I think that it backfired massively. And I think that because of the drama around J.K. Rowling and Hogwarts Legacy, people actually are throwing their support behind the Harry Potter franchise where they'd either noped out or just didn't really care before, just to stick it to Twitter. This is all about sticking it to Twitter and sticking it to the gaming journos. And I don't think gaming journos realized how much they were hated until Hogwarts Legacy. I don't think they realized how much they were despised, even by normies, until Hogwarts Legacy. Because, again, the proof is in the pudding. It's in the dollar amounts, and the dollar amounts are high. That's a lot of transactions. That's not very niche. That's true. That's true. But anyway, yeah, so congratulations to the dev team. Troy Levitt must be proud looking on from afar because, they made sure he got ousted before the game was released. Carol Lynn, again, I'm trying to remind people at every point because, this stuff gets memory hold. Carol Lynn, who was the community leader for Limited Run Games, was fired from her job at Limited Run Games simply for saying she was excited about Hogwarts Legacy. That is the utter state of the gaming industry right now. Unbelievable. There was a trans activist that harassed her. Turned out it was the BronyCon founder, and I guess they had a history of being a serial harasser. But she lost her job simply for saying she was excited and looking forward to Hogwarts Legacy, a game that has now sold over 15 million copies. I would like to know when Limited Run Games is going to issue her a formal apology. How the hell do you get fired for simply saying that you're excited about a game? I mean, it's unreal. And this is changing. Again, at the end of the day, it's all about the money. The game made a lot of money. It's one of the biggest stories in gaming this year, and it doesn't matter if you don't like J.K. Rowling. Just like it doesn't matter if you don't like Donald Trump, he's still going to be on CNN. It doesn't matter. It is what it is. And I think we're going to see a massive, massive change in the gaming industry because of this one game. I think we're going to see things go back to quote unquote normal, or be a little more normal after the dust settles, after a lot of these websites get shut down this year. And I think it's going to happen this year. Waypoint's already been shut down. So many others I think are going to be shut down because the money's not there. And I do believe this game was a huge, huge catalyst in making the publishers aware that their video game websites are doing more harm than good. Nobody's visiting these sites because of their fucking hot takes. That's it. I'm going to wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later. Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.